Hello there guys, welcome to Dave's Easy Tutorials. What this video is covering is paragraph formatting. Now what I will do, I will highlight this paragraph of text, okay, and then I go to the Home tab and go to the paragraph group. Now this is all your paragraph formatting. It's things like alignment. Now these are your alignments across here, okay, so it's by default it was on the left, so the left margin is nice and straight. Then you go center, so now all the lines are center justified. You've got right, so now it's alignment on the right, and then you've got fuller justified, so that keeps both margins parallel, straight, and it adjusts the space between each word. A lot of column text and things like that, that's when they do the justified. That's how you change it. Now these keyboard commands, you can do Control L for left, Control R for right, Control E for equals between margins, and Control J for justified. It depends how you like to use it, but a lot of people just like to use the little buttons up here. The line spacing. The line spacing here, you can click and you can say it's on 1.0 at the moment, but I might want it at 1.15. That's the new 2007 and 2010 default setup in Word. 1.5, 2, 2.5 and 3. You can say line options and you can get the line spacing options here, look, so you can say I want it exactly 3 spaces or whatever you are, but that is how you can be more precise with it. But your line spacing here, usually say double or triple, yeah, and that just sets your line spacing there. You've also got, I'll just put that back to single. You've also got the indentations. Now what I would say about the indentations is it's these little markers up here on your ruler bar. What you've got to understand is when you look at these little markers, you've got 3 elements. You've got this top triangle. The top triangle is your first line indent. That will only affect this first line of this paragraph. So I move this across to, let's say, 2 centimeters. Notice only the first line moves over, so that is a first line indent. If I move the second little marker, the bottom triangle, oh, I have to just catch it right guys, there, notice that affects anything beneath the first line, so it's affecting these lines here, down here. Then what you've got is the little square box at the bottom. Now that moves both these 2 markers at the same time. So you click on that and then that moves it. Notice it's all coming over. Now what you've got in Word, the most common things in Word 2012, you've got a full indent where everything is just indented in from the normal margin, let's say 2 centimeters. That is a full indent. Then you've got what you call a first line indent, where only the first line is indented. So usually on a first line indent, the body gets moved over 1 centimeter, and then the first line will go the 2nd centimeter. So that becomes the first line indent. And then you've also got what we call a hanging indent. That's where the first line overhangs the second, and usually what happens is on that is it sits like that, so that's a hanging indent. That's the 3 types of indents that you've got in Microsoft 2010, and you can set them up just by playing with these indent markers here. What I would suggest for you to do is pause this video, go and have a little play in the Word itself and see what you can. So remember, your first triangle, top one, is your first line indent. your bottom one. Now to get this bottom one's a bit tricky, you have to learn how to do it, but I just grab it at the very top point, and that just lets me move just the bottom marker. And then you get the little box which moves both markers at the same time. Yeah, so it's just getting used to them. Okay, and that is as simple as it is. Now the markers and setting them up with the markers is easy as 1, 2, 3, but you have to practice it. If you don't want to set them up there, you can go to the dialog box, which is this button, and then you can come in here, look, and you say, right, I want to set a full indent from the left margin, and I want it 2.5 centimeters. Okay, notice now it's coming, both markers are up. And then you could say, well, actually I wanted a first hanging indent, yeah, 1.27, 2.5, let's whip that down, yeah, and we'll set that at 1 centimeter, like that. Okay, and say like that, and then there's your first centimeter with your hanging indent. Yeah, real good stuff. But it's knowing, you could say that first line indent, okay, and it'll put your first line indent on. Yeah, but once you get used to it, this is the better way of doing it. This playing with these is fantastic. Makes it so easy. But what I would say to you guys, if you haven't watched my video, Tutorial 6 Formatting Codes, I would suggest go and watch that video, because I explain in that video the difference between a line and a paragraph, and you do need to understand what we're referring to when we're talking about the paragraphs. So just trot along and have a little look at that. Formatting Codes Tutorial 6 in my other videos. I would recommend it. But that's your indents and your indent markers, but you can set them up throughout the year as well. There's another little thing that I need to talk about. We talked about the line spacing, which is here, the line spacing that we've already mentioned, yeah, but you've also got spacing before and after each paragraph. Now what it means basically is you can put points on, so you could say I want 10 points, 12 points after each paragraph, and what it does, it increases the space between this here, between that line and that, so it puts a space between the paragraph and what you would call the heading. But that is well worth knowing about. You might be able to see it as I change it here. Watch the distance between this gap here. So if I whip that down, notice, no, when I say OK, notice it's gone down. Okay, so let's do it with the highlight on. There you go. And then you just say 0, and it'll just zip that up a little bit. There you go, look. So it's literally put the spacing in. Won't there, because that is a paragraph. Yeah. But if I get rid of that paragraph, yeah, notice now they're together. Okay. Now if I highlight that, change that, and say I want 12 points. Okay to that. Notice now there's no paragraph there, but it's spacing after, because it's after the paragraph. Well worth knowing about. By default it's on 2012, and some people don't want it on, and there you go. Yeah, that is your paragraph formatting for now. Now there is more to the paragraph formatting. We've got to talk about the shading, borders and shading, that's paragraph formatting, bullets and numbers, paragraph formatting, and the tabs as well. So I'm going to do another 3 videos. I'm going to do one for the tabs, understanding the tabs and setting the tabs. I'm going to do one for bullets and numbering, and I'm going to do one for borders and shading. So look out for them videos as well. But thank you very much for your time. I hope you found this informative. Don't forget to check my other videos out, and if you subscribe to our channel, don't forget we do requests. So if you want to know how to do anything in particular, like insert tables or mail merge, just go along, subscribe with us, drop us an email, and we'll do you a video just as soon as we can. Thank you very much for your time. Bye.